God, wow. I've just come back from the cinema and to be honest, I'm still adjusting. Isn't it crazy how far the MCU has come since the first Doctor Strange film? Man, everything was so much simpler back then. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, or Doctor Strange 2, however you want to phrase it. We have the return of Stephen Strange, where I feel like anything I say is essentially spoilers. It's Doctor Strange, he explores different dimensions. If that's all you want to know, honestly, just go to the cinemas and watch it before you see anything on YouTube. Because dear God, I'm seeing spoilers fly everywhere. I'm going to do my best to keep this as spoiler free as possible, but you're best to be honest going into this having watched anything at all with zero knowledge on what to expect, aside from the fact that you probably need to watch WandaVision before going into this, which I guess seems pretty obvious in itself anyway. But yeah, we have Sam Raimi on the chair to direct this time, who you might remember did the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy. His mission is to bring us the next chapter in this Doctor Strange story, whilst bringing us this fairly new concept that is the multiverse, exploring multiple dimensions whilst making sure we're having fun along the way. Good lord, this man accomplished one hell of a task. We're what, like 30 movies into this now? Even after all this time, we still get great showcases of different styles of storytelling within the franchise. This really is one of the more unique MCU films I think we've had. Sam Raimi does this great job in portraying this, I wouldn't probably go as far as to say horror, but no, actually, I think I would. The tone, the tension, some of the scenes here are really well done. Even the way this film was shot felt very different, which I guess may be a polarizing factor for a lot of moviegoers here. Sam Raimi puts as much of a personal flavour on the MCU than I think any other director has done before, short of what we might have had if Edgar Wright actually did direct the first Ant-Man movie. Shame. Some of the scene transitions, the music, the editing, the cuts, it all adds this unsettling twist to what is already a bizarre story concept. And then you combine it with the undoubtedly great visual effects that is a MCU blockbuster, and you get something here that's just a guaranteed fun time in the cinemas. I think a lot of people, including myself, expected this to be nothing but a cameo fest, with a story filled with nothing but people all popping up left, right and centre, and I think for the most part I can say that it really isn't. What I'm really impressed with is that despite the scale of this topic, the expectations of cameos and everything that we've been gossiping about leading up to this for months now, the movie held its own as a very personal story, one of which I think serves two characters in particular really well, more so one of them, and to me, Elizabeth Olsen was the undeniable show stealer of this film. Themes are retouched on here that led from WandaVision, and that's the aspect I think I enjoyed the most out of this movie. She brings it in every scene, whether it's the action that shocks you or the emotions that move you. Benedict Cumberbatch is also really great in here. If you've seen the trailers, you know there's multiple versions of him, and it's great to see all that play out on screen. Also really nice to see Rachel McAdams has a fairly large role in here still as well, considering how crazy the story could have gotten. And she was also really great in here too. The other person in this movie that matters is, okay, I'm actually going to proper butcher her name, so I'm just going to leave it on the screen. And I had heard that she wasn't so great in the film, but to be honest, she was fine. She wasn't amazing, but she wasn't terrible either. Her character is interesting and fairly unique, but I think for the sake of keeping the MCU storyline consistent and manageable moving forward, I don't think I would mind if I didn't see her character again. The film kind of also struggles with power scalings, essentially. We're treading on areas surrounded by witchcraft and magic and things that essentially are just so far from Iron Man suits and punching and kickings that we started the MCU off of. It's getting harder for these characters to stay consistent on their strength levels. In some moments here, you feel like characters should or shouldn't have been as strong as they were. God, non-spoiler talks are hard for this one, aren't they? Just go watch it. It truly is a unique MCU film. The story is well told considering how out of control it could have gotten. The visuals are spectacular, all except for a certain eye, which was just weird to see. There's some great bonus stuff in here too, and there's a whole chunk of the movie which is easily some of my favourite material that I've seen in a long time in this franchise. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Go see it. If you have already seen it, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. If you liked this review, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, it always helps me out. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews of movie, anime and video games. Until next time guys, take care. Bye bye.